Yo, what it do, family? It's your boy Tay, aka Takeover, and this is the what? The Internal Riches channel. Man, we are here today. As y'all see a little new fresh look. I don't got my locks right now, got the fresh cut. And it was needed, man. You know, uh, I feel like this time of my life, this time of the timeline right now is about release. It's about letting go. It's about shifting. It's about transcending, bringing a new, preparing for um, just a new cycle, a new chapter. And I feel like that's what the year 2026 even is. It represents 2025 was the completion. 2025 was like uh an arc that I needed to finish, and I finished that arc. We're now at the end of this arc, and it's still a little bit more because this isn't the official new year coming up, but 2026 is definitely going to be one of those years, man. 2025 we planted seeds for so many different things, but more importantly, planted seeds for the manifestations, planted seeds for, what I want to bring forth in the future, what I want to etch together, every in so many different parts of my life, in my spiritual journey, and my businesses, right, and the connections that I'm trying to, build, the audience that I'm trying to build, my podcast, like everything is just building, and 2026 is going to be like the start of that blossom. When you had your garden out, you starting to see your flower. I mean your yes, with flowers, but I mean that too. But you starting to see the plants grow. You starting to see them emerge a little bit more, right? And that's what I feel like 2026 is going to be. 2025, I was just planting them seeds, making sure that I was building the correct conditions to grow them in, and that you got to continue to etch your conditions in the right way so your manifestations can build. That's exactly what it is, right? So, yeah, man. And that brings me to today's episode. Today's episode is called The Art of Letting Go. The Art of Letting Go. It's power in that, man. It is extreme power in letting go. We don't understand how holding on just keeps us away from so much growth. And we have to understand when to hold on and when to let go. This is a lot of discernment here. It's a lot of intuition that will speak to you to let you know when it's that time, right? Sometimes the life just shifts naturally to make you do so, and you don't even got a choice, right? And what specifically needs to be let go, and how does it need to be let go, and how do you need to go about it afterwards, right? You need to read all of that. This is not no no thing where it's one way of doing. It's no one way to this. You read it yourself. You kind of just analyze it for yourself, and things just map together naturally in your life to show you what you need to do. But you need to be able to read that, and not enough of us know how to read our life, to read ourselves and how we feel, that self-reflection, that analysis, right? So this is the art of letting go right here, man. you know and the art of letting go kind of correlates with episode 3 when it comes to energy, right? And because the art of letting go is about directing your energy in a certain type of way to let that thing go, to let whatever you need to let go, right? Direct your energy in a way to release and not hold on. Because depending on what you choose will manipulate your energy. It will influence the way that you feel. It will influence the way that you express, influence the way that you think, you know? So, what does it mean? No, I ain't gonna say what does it mean. I'm sorry, I just had a brain fart. I just had a brain fart. But what types of things that are needed to be released, right? And I feel like when we think about letting go, we think a lot about people. We think a lot about situations, right? But we don't think enough about our mind, right? In the way that we think and our past version of selves, right? So you got grudges, you got people that you need to let go, depending on who it is, right? You need expectations, right? The need to control your life, right? The way that you think about certain things, the way that you think about yourself, the actions or the certain type of activities that you dive into. It's so many different things that you need to pinpoint what is holding you back and what is nourishing you, what is restoring you, right? And letting go doesn't mean that you need to let it go forever. Not it just depends on what it is that you're letting go. Sometimes something needs to be let go in the moment for a duration of time to open up space for clarity, to open up space for a reset, right? Like I said, letting go isn't one way of doing things. Oh, you just need to let go like this, and that's it. No, it's plenty of different ways. You feel me? And like I was saying, like for me and letting go my locks, now I have a shortcut. Letting go my locks was such a powerful. That was a powerful act for me. Because it was my time to let that go. Hair holds energy, hair holds memory, hair holds a lot of different things. And the way my life has been going, it was that time, right? It was a rebirth, a renewal for me. Like I've been going through the motions for the past 2-3 months, bro. Something crazy. And throughout this time, I've been grounding myself. I've been staying solid. I've been staying strong. I've been feeling my feelings. I've been, just having the courage to keep going forth, taking it day by day. And I've been having some deep nights, man. And last night was that final night for me, before getting into my rebirth. And I sat there, turned all the lights off in the house. I was feeling this heavy feeling like, yo, I was doing some work on my computer. I'm like, I gotta sit down for a second, bro, and just sit with this energy, to sit with this feeling. And I sat there and I was breathing, and it spoke to me like, bro, I need to cut my hair. I need to make a change. I need to sift through this. Right. And as I got up, took my deep breath, I was like, it's about that time, man. That new energy is coming through. I needed that session for myself. I didn't just sit there and try to distract myself. I literally sat there and felt it. I felt that shit. I needed to sift through this. There's no escaping. When it's time to let go, you need to stop trying to escape certain shit. You need to sit with certain feelings so you can develop the discernment and the intuition, like I was just talking about. So, and that you know helps me dive into the next subject about what are the effects of letting go. I mean, of holding on. The effects of holding on can be a lot of weight. It can be very draining, right? And sometimes it's necessary, but it gets to a certain point that lets you know, like, okay, it's time, right? Holding on feels like strength, but it's draining your soul quietly, right? It's that day by day, like, bro, shit is killing me, bro. It's affecting me every day. It might be good times, it might be cool times, but then that effect, that drainage is like, is this really good for me right now, bro? Mentally, you constantly overthinking, right? You kind of have difficulty being present if you keep holding on, right? And you could be holding on to multiple things at once, and it's just doubling the impact, right? That mental fatigue, and you just kind of, it's just like that paralysis that you have. I don't know, you feel stagnant, you feel stuck in your mind, in your energy, in your emotions, right? That resentment, you feel grief, you feel like the fear of change, you feel stuck in old versions of yourself. It feel like it's something calling you for something to be renewed, and you gotta read this shit. You have low energy, and this is like this is like on all aspects, like your mind, your emotions, your physical body. Like it's so many different things. In your physical body, you have low energy. You have difficulty getting sleep. It's constant stress, right? You feel tightness in your shoulders. You feel tightness in your neck area. You feel your back being inflamed, right? You got shallow breathing. Your nervous system is chaotic, it's everywhere. right? Your emotions and your stability within self is just it's out of hand, right? And that takes effect in so many different ways because now this impacts your performance on what you have to do. This impacts your energy levels on how you carry your day, and that energy levels can impact your health, right? You can start taking out emotions on other people that don't even deserve it. You feel me? Like you're this can impact your trajectory of life if you stay in it. And so many people that have been in cycles for so long, bro, because they haven't learned to be like, you know what? I need to do this. I need to make this decision. Some people are so scared of that change, so scared to make a different move because they're so used to one way of things. They're so used to this cycle, and anything outside of that cycle seems a little too unknown, right? That unknown can be scary. It can be scary, period, but it shouldn't scare you enough to the point where you don't make a move, right? That the barrier to growth, the barrier to elevation and reaching your potential is getting over that fear. That fear can, bro, fear is the mind killer for real. It can disrupt so many different things, and people be having that disruption and blaming it on something other than themselves. It's you. It's up to you at all times. Like, what are you gonna do? Not what is this external thing going to do to help me out. No, what are you going to do to help yourself? You got to shift that mind state, right? So we know now, like that holding on, the effects of holding on can impact your life and impact your spirit for a long duration of time, and it builds up. It's a lot of older people out here that's been holding on to things for so 20, 30, 40 years, and they're the same person from back then because they haven't shifted, right? Building up and becoming somebody that's grumpy, becoming somebody that's just nasty, right? That stuck into the mindsets, bro. It's just like, and then you projecting it onto other people. No, we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. We're not passing down a projection, negative projection to now we're giving other people trauma because of it. Mm-mm, please, hell no. And that goes to show, right? This just smooths over into the next subject about letting go. What does letting go feel like? This even the thought of letting things go. First thing you do is even breathe. Just breathe. And breathing helps you become lighter, right? When you hold on to things, you have more weight, right? You have more things that are keeping you down. But when you breathe, when you let go, you become lighter. You open up space for many different things, right? And letting go isn't about quitting. It's literally about making space for yourself, right? And mentally it gives you more clarity. It gives you more intuition, sharper discernment, right? It's less noise in your mind. It's less noise and less chaos in your heart, right? It's a relief. You're bringing back that trust, right? You're bringing back that energy within your body to be refreshed. That alignment is no more forced energy, is no more misalignment here. It's aligned. Now you're starting to gain that balance again, right? That clarity again. And the thing about letting go, you open up space for new opportunities. You open up space for new ideas. You open up space for new connections, new a lot of things, new energy, right? New an opportunity to grow and to come to certain realizations about things, right? It's not going to be easy. Of course, it's going to be a process to it all, but you have to step into that light, right? And it happens. It's needed. And mind you, it's just sometimes we are in a certain light where it's not only us that need to let go. Some other people need to let go for their own journey. So instead of you making them a villain, you need to understand like, okay, they need to do something for their own journey. They need to do something that they feel like they're called to do. So let me step back and let me let go that control. I think that's the biggest thing people have a problem with is letting go control. Everybody wants control because it gives them a sense of stability, right? Having that control over their life, having that control over people, having that control over certain situations, right? And that's not anything that you can really control. You can't control anything outside of yourself but yourself. You can only control you, right? This is where you let go. Again, once again, you let go of that control and you let things flow without any having a specific outcome that you expect to happen. That's another part that you need to let go. There's so many different things that you need to let go simultaneously that is so crazy, bro. It's so crazy. And when you start like letting go, you start sitting back and allowing things to flow, the way you see the universe just operate, bro, as you breathe through this, you need constant practice of knowing how to let go, knowing how to release. This isn't about making the big decision all of the time. Sometimes you just need to let go for yourself in the moment, right? And that looks like doing breath work, right? Breathing. You need to learn how to breathe. Without learning how to breathe, you're not getting nowhere, bro. You're not. You're not going to be able to control yourself. You're not going to be able to bring yourself back to balance. Breath is the spirit, right? To breathe is to bring yourself back into your internal reality, to bring yourself back to clarity. When you're too much into your flesh, it's going to automatically bring chaos and it's going to bring mental fog because your emotions are everywhere. Just thinking about a tsunami or think about raging waters during a storm. It's everywhere. It's causing destruction until you learn how to balance your own water and calm your own flame. You're not going to be able to make clear decisions. You're not going to be able to read yourself and reflect on yourself and take a pause and actually take, advice and take different types of downloads from the creator. I couldn't even downloads from the creator. Like the divine needs a channel to you. And if you don't know how to pause and relax and be still, you're not going to get it. It's going to go straight past you. It's still going to be that little voice in the back of your head. Sometimes it's inevitable that voice is going to take over because it's meant. But if you don't practice it on a daily basis to pause and relax and breathe and intentionally connect with yourself, yo, that intuition, the discernment, the the voice from the creator, from God, all of that is going to be out the window, bro. And what's crazy is I talked about this last episode when I was saying like about the religious people that go to church every day, that read the Bible every day. They think everything is cool just because they're in the religion, and you still have a lack of connection of self because you still don't know how to release. You still don't know how to pause and get still, right? That form of letting go. You still hold on to so much fear. Like I said, it's practices that you need to do, right? Breath work, meditation, which includes your breath work, being in solitude. Sometimes you just need to make space, man. Make space and be with yourself, right? Be by yourself so you can be able to read your own thoughts and read your own feelings. If you're constantly around people, and this is why I say stop trying to escape. If you're constantly around people all of the time, you're being impacted by their energy. You're being impacted by their perception and opinions, right? Which is tampering with your energy, which is tampering with your own clarity that you should be building in within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Like you need that time to sit with yourself so you can be able to hear you. Journaling, same thing. You need to be in that solitude with your journal And writing out your thoughts, that's a form of release. When you feel that energy in you being boiled up, write about how you feel. Write about what's on your mind. Write about what you're thinking about. Get it on paper so you can then see, like, damn, it's been many a times where I was journaling because I was feeling some sort of type of way, and I had to journal about it. I had to write it down, and then I was mid journal. I'm like, damn, that's what I'm thinking about. I don't even need to be tripping about that. Or it's like, damn, that felt good to get off. Now I'm feeling better. Now I just alchemized myself through this activity. I took that energy out of me by putting it out, by having that release, bro. It's many of things you need to tap into. And once again, that release with exercise, with stretching. I've talked about this before again. Like that energy can stay within your body, bro. When that energy builds up, when you're holding on to things, when you're holding on to things, that energy will stay in your body because you got to think about it. Thoughts and well, main thing is thoughts, right? Thoughts, actions, and all of these other things that you partake in. That energy is information that gets pushed out into your body. All of your body has information in it. And depending on what you was thinking, depending on how you were acting and what you were consuming, that energy is going to be in you. So imagine you constantly going through negativity. That negative energy is in your body and it's going to be felt in so many different areas. So you need to stretch, you need to exercise. That's why motherfuckers going through some shit. They go to that gym because it's a release, right? That pump. You're getting that pump out, that movement in your body. It's needed. And honestly, we don't do it enough. Our community doesn't do it enough. I'm sorry. We need to get ourselves right. We need to get up in that gym. We need to move. Right? We don't do a lot of this stuff enough, especially breath work. A lot of us do not know how to breathe correctly to the point where we're connecting with ourselves. We just taking that one deep breath from the chest area, which isn't even getting to the diaphragm, which gives you the full amount of air intake to bring in within. So you can take that real deep breath to really clear you out and to have that release as you exhale. Bro, practicing breath work is ridiculous, bro. When you really start practicing it and you start doing it on a daily basis, not because you're feeling emotions and going through a tough time, you just doing it because you just want to do it because it actually is a blissful feeling. That's going to change your life. So when the difficult situations do happen, it's second nature for you to actually breathe so you can regulate yourself, right? Instead of just feeling it and then allowing the emotions to have you running rampant. No, that breath work and that meditation will change your life. It will. It helps you disengage from this physical shit. It helps you disengage from all of your problems, disengage from all of the emotions, all of the thoughts. It allows you to bring yourself back into your internal reality. You don't know how important that is because that is the base. That is your home. That's supposed to be your home base right there. Everything within you. That is where you reside in to begin with. Like I always say, this is just your shell. This is just a game. The real you is just sitting within you. Your soul, your energy. That's the real you. Tune into the real you instead of thinking this life shit is just all that it is. No, it's not. And when you have that self realization of who you actually are, that's when your life will really change, right? And you'll really start experiencing this shit at a deep level. But another thing to help you release is spotting out and removing the attachments, spotting out and removing the thoughts that you think that literally set you back, being able to analyze it, being able to self-reflect and think about the people that are setting you back, the situations that are setting you back, and being able to remove yourself from it. whether you need to remove it immediately and 24, not 24/7, but forever, or remove it for a duration of time to get yourself back right, to bring clarity. Like, okay, I do need this in my life, but I needed some time away from it to give me that realization instead of just doing it and being like, fuck it, I ain't going. And the whole time you really was aligned to that, but you just needed to take space from it to focus on something else, to focus on something within yourself. That's needed sometimes, right? Another form of release is certain thoughts that you need to practice of reinforcing trust, right? Trust in yourself and trust in your process, trust in the divine. Like, it's okay. Let it go. That fear that you feel, that's when it's time to reinforce that trust. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm protected. I'm being guided through all of this. Let me just trust. I'm a little bit scared, but let me trust myself, right? Let me trust in my own mind. Let me trust in the divine to tell me and to bring the truth forth, right? You stop trying to control everything, bro. You can't control everything. And as long as you keep trying to control everything, you're gonna go through so much chaos. You're gonna have disruption in your spirit because you can't control it. A part of nature, a part of divinity is about letting go and flowing. You can't control the current of the ocean. You can only let the ocean and its current bring you to where you need to go. You can only ride the current of the ocean so it can, right, guide you. So you keep fighting against the current, it's gonna fuck you up. It's going to make your ass drown. It's going to take you somewhere that you never wanted to go because you keep playing around, because you're not being like water. Shout out to my man Bruce Lee. Like, even right now in this moment, in order for me to talk, in order for me to get on here and just, you know, just flow with my words, I need to be able to let go, get out of my own head, right? Because I can easily disrupt myself. I'm coming to that realization right now because it's thoughts in my head that's trying to come up. Like, yo, mm, what if this is not good enough? Mind you, I've said this 2 episodes now because I read it as I'm doing it. And this is on cue right now. This is on the topic. Yes, that letting go happens even right now, mentally. I'm not feeding into that thought, bro. I'm cool. Let that thought and that impulse go and flow by. It's cool. No, I'm focused. I direct my energy on this thought, on this action, building that confidence, building that trust within self, right? Building the ability to do that over my impulse more and more. Now it's becoming second nature to the point where that thought doesn't even have this much of an effect. I'm cool. And we're here, nigga. I control me. I'm in control. I take accountability for my life, right? So you need to practice those thoughts and those practices on a daily basis, all of the time, right? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna be right back. I need to get some water. But yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, man. You know, hold up. Mm, that'll be some good deal pop man. The art of letting go, bro. We could be our own biggest enemy. There's no enemy out here except for yourself, man. You're the only enemy in this world. There's no one else but you. Everything else is just a mirror, right? Like, honestly, I literally could be in my own head right now, man. The most powerful thing that you can do is take over your own self. Take over your health. Is internally enriching, right? That's a part of taking over your health right there. Is about taking over your own mental, your own mind, taking over your own taking dominance over your existence. It is up to you, right? Speaking about internal riches, right? I got the hoodie on right here. This is the Eye of the Beholder hoodie right here. The brown. I got brown, orange, uh, damn, what other color I got? Brown, orange. Hold up. This is the only color? Oh, black. Oh my god. Black, orange, and brown. So, that's in the link in the bio, the link in the description. Tap in with that, lock in. But yeah, man. Um, Today has been quite hilarious, just cutting my head down and letting go a part of myself. Um, I feel like I'm coming into a new stage, and if you feel that feeling, if you feel that feeling on your heart that it's time for new, it's time for change, I need you to fall into it. But I also need you to sit with it, sit with these feelings, bro. I know I just talked about this, but this needs to be reiterated. This needs to be reassured again. Sit with this shit. Sometimes you have to sit with it. Don't try to make a decision so fast because you feel uncomfortable. You need to read yourself, right? Like I said, if you got to take that distance, if it's somebody that you're talking to, like you have a loved one, or you have your friend group, or if you got to tell them, hey man, I need some space with myself. Take that space, take that time away, right? They should be able to understand. This is when you let go again and stop thinking about what they could be thinking. Oh my God, what if they get mad at me? What if this happened? What if I need to take this time for myself? It's very important. And if you don't, you're gonna reap what you sow, basically, right? You're gonna feel the consequences because you're gonna feel that constant drainage. That drainage, man, that's the worst, man, because it really affects your day. It, like I said, it impacts your performance and what you can really be doing. I can't show up for myself the way I can if I got all of this shit on my mind. I can't show up for other people if I got all of this shit affecting me. Right. And then word to Erica Badu, because you got a that bag lady, yeah. You can't keep carrying all of this baggage everywhere you go, thinking everything is gonna be fine at all times. Eventually, it's gonna pop up to the point where you need to address this shit. And if you don't address it, you're cooked. Constant cycles, constant stagnation, and that's not what we doing. That's not what you want to do. That's not what I want for you. Start spotting out the things that you need to work on, bro. That you need to release within yourself, because it. And the main thing, like I will always want to talk about, is the way that you think, man. Without breaking past your mental limitations, man, you're never gonna really understand what life is. You're never going to really gain a connection within yourself. You're never going to gain a connection with the creator. I mean, I don't know why people really think it's about practices of religions. That's not going to get you close to the creator. I'm going to keep it a being with you. It can give you a sense, it can give you a little taste, but it's not going to really get you there until you go within yourself, until you feel everything that you need to feel, right? You're not going to get to the highest levels of life until you feel your way to it, right? None of that escaping shit. I know it can be heavy. I know it can be difficult. I know it's not easy. I know it can feel like it takes forever, but it's a day by day process. You're taking your time with this shit. You're not trying to rush it. You need to be able to be present. That's another form of release. Stop thinking about the future. Stop thinking about the past so much. The shit it don't matter no more. It don't exist no more. You need to be here. Nothing exists but the present moment. Be present with yourself and release, to breathe, to bring yourself back still. I constantly say this shit because this is what's necessary to bring you that real shit. This is what's necessary for you to alchemize these feelings, to transform, turning water to wine, transmuting these energies. If you don't release, if you don't know how to let go, you're going to be in your own mental prison. All right. So the questions you need to really ask yourself is, I mean, what am I holding on to that no longer feels nourishing to me? Right? How often does this thing or that thing drain me or restore me? That self-reflection of that is so important because you need to think about this. You need to be aware of it. You need to really analyze this shit. Like, yo, is this person nourishing me anymore? Or are they really giving me life? Or am I feeling consistently drained? Is this situation or is this circumstance that I'm in or this job that I'm in? Am I constantly feeling drained? Okay, now I need to sit back and analyze. Do I need to leave? Right? This thought that I'm feeding into, this practice of me smoking this, and this, right? Or me uh, um I don't know whatever practice that could be had. This thing that I'm eating, is this nourishing me, or every time I eat it it tastes good and then I feel like my body is my stomach start hurting, right? Or my head start like you got to start peeping things that you like, the reactions and shit, how your body feels. You have to address this shit. This is why you got to be present with yourself, right? How does my body feel when I do this shit? Do I feel free? Do I feel stuck? Do I feel like something is holding on to my heart? I don't know. That's up to you to decide. It's up to you to decipher through. Not nobody else. This is your job. Somebody can help guide you, but at the end of the day, it's all about you, right? And then another thing that needs to be addressed too is like, I know, like, what thoughts or situations kind of happen when you're trying to move forward, because this happens as well. When you're trying to change, this is when the shit start coming back. Certain things start coming back into your mind. Certain thoughts and impulses start coming back because it knows that you're trying to change. It's gonna try to hold on. It's gonna try to keep its spot within you. This is when you need to address again. Like, no, I'm not doing this. This is gonna keep me feeding into this action or this feeling. I'm not gonna reintegrate this shit. No, I'm not doing that. I gotta stay focused on me moving forward. I gotta stay focused on what is nourishing me. I gotta stay focused on releasing this so I can get myself away from this trap. Especially when it comes to how you think and how you react to things. Right? So, as soon as you trying to make that switch up, oh yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna start really attacking my lust for the guys or for people in general, but heavily for my men. Hey man, I gotta start diving into myself and getting away from these women. You know that lustful nature. I can't. It's taking me out. It's you see what it's bringing you. It's bringing me a lot of chaos. It's draining me to be trying to have sex with this, and this woman. I'm gonna stop that. Then little head monster hit that phone. Hit blow that phone out. So what you doing tonight? Bop bop bop. And when you feeling that shit where that urge is coming up, like, damn, would be nice. I ain't gonna lie. Is you gonna fold? Is you gonna go back to some shit that you know that's not for you no more? An old version of yourself? If you keep falling into the bullshit, you're gonna go right back and you're gonna restart the process. Gonna go through that same draining ass feeling. You're gonna go through that same bullshit again. Same thing for people that have difficulty with anger and reacting out of anger. Somebody say some slick shit. You bop, 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 bop. What? Who the bitch ass nigga? Who the fuck is you talk? Oh, what the hell we said we was gonna work on? Let that shit go. Motherfuckers just talking. Nigga, I don't even gotta react to no shit like that. Let me keep my mind full right here. But you a bitch, though. No, that's cool, bro. Whatever. You don't gotta like you don't gotta react to everything that's said. You don't gotta react to, every little smart comment. Like, fuck it. Let it go, bro. That don't got nothing to do with you. Especially for the people that be on this internet shit, bro. Everybody wants to just respond or react or to, combat some shit, argue about some shit, bro. That shit don't got nothing to do with it. That's that person's mind. Cool. Let me go and scroll. Let me go on to the next. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. But when you keep trying to think, oh no, 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 these just let me say something about this. No, because this, No, this person need to know about this. No, like I'm right about. Now you're putting yourself into an unnecessary as chaotic state. It's not necessary, bro. Please let the shit go. Please. For the people that you're trying to let go, that you know are toxic to you. You feel me? Like the same shit. They gonna hit that phone back up. They might come across your mind again. They might come across your feed again. Right? And you gotta have that ability to stand strong. Like, nah, yo, I can't. I gotta stay here. I gotta stay focused on. I told myself that I was gonna be doing this. I told myself that I wasn't gonna fall back into it. Right? So you gotta stay strong through this shit, bro. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be, but that's the beauty in it. The beauty of it is how you transcend yourself, transcend the impulses, the emotions, and the thoughts, and stay focused on your goal. That I'm kind of touched on this last episode about Daniel and the Lions, then, bro, and how he just stayed focused on God and not the lions in the back, right? That can literally eat his ass up as soon as he start focusing on it. I'm not paying attention to this shit. I'm here. I acknowledge that y'all there, cool, but I'm here with it. I'm keeping myself focused. I'm directing my energy to this because this helps me grow. All right. This is towards my ascension. So the art of letting go, man, is just too important. And I feel like it's so much more to be touched on too. And with these episodes, even right now, I kind of analyze myself and reflect on myself. Of course, I'm letting go and I'm letting myself flow through these episodes, but also it's kind of helping me reframe how I want to do the next one, how I want to do the next season even, and readjust myself, right? Definitely letting go for sure right now though. And letting that shit flow. Because this shit doesn't need to be perfect. It's just me getting on here and just spitting my shit and kind of just reassuring the people about certain things they need to know about, which is the art of letting go. Which is internal riches and knowing your internal currency, which is knowing about where to direct your energy and how to direct your energy and how it feels if you don't direct your energy to the right things, right? So many different things. And next episode, we got a bank. Boy, I can't wait to do that episode. I can't wait. I can't talk about it right now, but that episode, I'm definitely gonna be in my flow state for that one, man. And it's a journey, bro. And the journey is beautiful. And I'm not trying to be too critical on myself. And honestly, I'm appreciate myself right now. I'm thankful for myself. I'm thankful for where I've come from. Because if I kept holding on to these thoughts you know, that I used to think, never would have got here. I never would have been the person that I am now, where I've become a safe haven for myself, bro. Like I'm here. We cool, bro. Relax yourself. I'm tempered mentally. Tapping into the higher self, moving from your higher self and not the lower nature, bro. Man, it literally changes your life, man. For real. This is what brings you more peace. This is what brings you more divinity, right? Tapping more into your potential is being able to do it through yourself. No shortcuts, you know? So, that being said, man, I'm gonna catch y'all on this next episode and can't wait to keep growing with y'all, man. It's a lot to tap into, and I'm excited for it. I love y'all to death. This is Tay, aka Takeover. This is the Internal Riches channel, and we out. Love y'all to death. Yeah, that was oh shit.